At any rate, so I started to practice there at the velodrome, and I'd go to the weekend practices because that was the most time I had.
Yeah.
During the week, if I finished work early and didn't have class or something, then I'd go and practice on it. And just doing that, I met people. And when I say met, they don't know me from Adam.
Yeah.
But I got to ride next to Rebecca Twigg with Whitehead, and a bunch of other athletes there that were Olympic caliber. And
Cool.
I started, going to the races on the weekends that they would sponsor them and whatnot. I went to back then, Russia was our big enemy. Not much like it's changed, but anyway, I watched the top Russian athlete who was the world record holder at that time. He had the striped jersey that he was wearing. And I watched people perform that it was just unbelievable. Now that we're talking, I can't remember his name. He was a black gentleman, and oh shoot, they called him like the Panther, the Cheetah, or something like that.
Okay.
But this guy looked like he belonged on a football field,
Really?
and he was cut. I mean, he was just really fit.
Yeah.
And I watched him do his sprints and whatnot. And I said, this guy's amazing, And then, for whatever reason, I never knew this existed on the velodrome, but they had tandem races.
Okay.
And I sat there and I was amazed. This guy he and his partner hit over 60 miles an hour coming out of the final turn through the finish to win.
Wow.
And the other team was going fast too, just not that fast. And I mean, they were just, you hear that, it's like a scissor sound in the wind or something with them pedaling.
Really?
And the speed they're going, you just hear it go by. It's just amazing. And I was just hooked. God, I wish I remember his name. It was funny because later on, I read an article in a newspaper about him, and he had gone to like Southwest Airline and became like an attendant.
Really?
Or, the host where they come and feed you coffee and all that stuff.
Yeah, flight attendant.
Yeah, and I go, boy, they need him now because nobody do anything against him.
Nobody mess with him. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I'll have to look his name up and shoot it to you afterwards. At any rate, those people were just amazing, and I saw some tragedy too. We had a race where a guy fell during a sprint and whatnot, and he got his head injured and passed away.
Oh, wow.
And this, people have to understand, bicycle helmets weren't in vogue. The bicycle helmet you have today is nothing. It's so much better than what we had back then. Back then we had those literally leather helmets.
They were just leather strips, right? They just kind of went
over leather strips, yeah. And they weren't going to do anything. So most of the time, I went and I bought a hockey helmet after that and rode with that, and it was really hot. So,
yeah.
But I did try and participate in some races, but the amount of time that people put in to race, their baseline was so much deeper than mine. I could not even begin to keep up with them. And I realized then that, my ideal of trying to, go semi-pro or do this and make some money at it was kind of non-existent. And so I backed off and kept riding. I rode the roads and did a lot of long distance rides and things like that. But, back then I didn't wear helmets until, I don't know, probably the late 80s, 80, 87, 88, something like that. And it's the same with skiing. I mean, when we skied, we had the, wool cap on, and that was it.
Yeah.
But, things have changed for the better, which it's good.